stuff now.
Welcome to Comic Book Streamland, and thanks for pulling up a seat. Tonight, we're chopping it up with real comic book creators, the ones out there in the trenches, making books and getting them into readers' hands on their own terms. This isn't a right versus wrong kind of show. No gatekeeping, no ego. This is shop talk, like a late-night bar conversation or barbershop debate. Raw, honest, and unfiltered. So if you're cool with being a fly on the wall, stick around. Drop a comment and let us know you're in the room. We want to hear from you. And if you're catching us on the restream, don't be quiet. Show some love in the comments. And finally, don't forget to take that stack of unread comic books and slam them down on the like, subscribe, and share buttons. We know that pile is not getting any smaller at all. And without further ado, let me introduce to you tonight's panel. You may know some of these guys, you may not. For those who are here for the first time, welcome Mr. J.D. Calderon, Mr. Tom Hutchison, and Mr. Ray Jameson. What's up, fellas?
Hello. Yeah, you know, as you did your opening, something flashed into my head. The only time I have ever seen truly a barbershop debate is Coming to America.
Oh, well,
I think that's the only time I have legitimately seen. I know that these things exist, but I think as far as like an actual media representation, and I knew there's probably more. That's the only one that I was like, barbershop debate.
So like you've never been in a barbershop at all?
Yeah, but I don't talk to people there. I'm not insane.
You don't got to be insane. You go there on a regular basis. You see the same faces.
Regular basis. Regular basis.
I was about to say. I was about to mention the hairline.
Right. Not now, but you know, I mean, dude, I don't
talk to people when I'm getting my hair cut. I want to get in. I want them to cut my hair, and I want to get the hell out.
See, Tom and I are extreme opposites of the spectrum in that. See, I don't go to a barber either. It's all gone.
Wow. Okay.
My hair dye brand is thick. I dye it clear.
I don't know, bro. I got that nice salt and pepper going, baby. I got
Looks
that
good.
salt and pepper going. You know, I'm a seasoned individual. I'm learned, right? Tom, I mean, I gotta ask, kid, are you dyeing your hair? Because you got the salt in your beard.
This is real Native American stuff, man.
Way to go, kid. Way to go. All right.
Mixed with whatever the hell this is.
Got a little bit of Eastern European
because it's not matching up. But I know that the American Indian is in there. That's a real thing. I just don't know what the rest of it is.
Okay. Listen, we got people jumping in the chat. Let me say what's up to everybody who's coming through here. Grande Comics, what's up, guys? What's doing, brother? Burks, he's back at No Flies Here. How we doing, Burks? Calderon is alive. I guess Champe's been trying to reach Calderon.
He's frozen, but he's alive.
He's frozen, right? Is Barber talking fatigue real? Sometimes it is.
Yes.
Sometimes it is. And hello, fellas. What's up, Victor Medina? How we doing? And then, just like always, you know, we got trolls jumping in. Calderon, thank you very much.
Barber talking fatigue is legit.
Thank you for knocking
real.
about. And then we got Andres Barrero. Hi, guys. What's up, Andres? How we doing, bro? Thank you all for jumping in on the chat early. For those who have been catching the post the last few days, I am going to be giving away something in tonight's chat.
Digitally.
What's up? Not
digitally.
Not digitally. Okay, here we go. We got our enamel pin here. We got our enamel pin of Mr. Postal Pete, a zombie mailman. All right, and it's gonna go randomly to somebody in tonight's chat. We're just gonna say what's up. You know what I mean?
So everybody start messaging all the people you know in Australia, so that Australia can watch, and Jay will have to spend $75 to send that pin to somebody in Australia.
Damn, dude. The hate is real here, guys. Holy shit.
That's when he'll be like, well, no, I'll send a digital.
Send the digital pin.
They can print it on nice paper. Stick it to their shirt.
Negative, but we're gonna get this going. We're gonna make sure somebody in tonight's chat gets this. All right. So, guys, tonight's question. I've been hearing it a lot recently, and folks are talking about Kickstarter fatigue. I want to get your opinions on it. Is it real? Is it a fantasy? Fact? Fiction? Well, what's up? What do you guys think about this?
You going to put us on the screen?
Oh, my fault. I'm trying to share this off. You see?
I'm just really inspired now because I want to see a Savage Dragon Mr. Fix-It combo just over your shoulder there. I want to see that in the story now. Nice. I think that would be awesome.
I like that. I like that idea.
As a matter of fact, if you tear those boxes open and just start playing with them, that might begin the genesis of the story.
That's right.
You should do that for Rick. He's in Canada.
You have to do stuff. It's like, did you see the guys who they had a restaurant? I don't remember where it was. They had a restaurant and they put out one of their those sandwich boards where they write specials and stuff on it. And they wrote on it, Liam Neeson eats here for free. And dude showed up.
Oh, get out of here.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Sometimes you got to manifest what you want.
Yeah. My bank thinks it's real. Okay. Thank you, buddy. And listen, Burks, I reached out to the folks over there at Ebon Press. Let's see if somebody comes through, right? This bad boy here has been showing up in the stream quite a bit. Not just this, but the movie that it was based on. And let's let them know that we're out here, man. We're out here. Is Jay's campaigns on screen fatigue real? Wow, somebody's coming out sharp tonight, Chomping. Holy shit. I hope you're okay. I hope nothing bad is going on. But all right, no, let's get to tonight's thing. Is Kickstarter fatigue real or not? What do you guys think?
No.
Well, is there a more specific aspect of the fatigue that we're talking about? Because I think the answer is yes, but there are bullet points of this.
Okay. Bullet points. I don't know.
Bullet points meaning like is it fatigue because people have been backing things that don't fulfill? Is it fatigue because each campaign has 50 variants? Is it fatigue because everything's tits? Is it fatigue because et cetera, et cetera, et cetera?
Right. Pick one of the bullet points, guys.
Okay.
Seriously. I mean, because it's all part of the umbrella.
Yes,
right?
You're not wrong.
Different spokes of the wheel.
Yeah.
Right.
And let me tell you, Tom. I think they say humanity's been around for about 200,000 years, and never once has it ever been tired of tits. I'm just saying.
If that was true,
I mean, in the larger sense, yes, you're not wrong. But
okay.
But here's the thing. Why are you buying tits when tits are free online? This is my question.
Well, you're assuming that everybody likes the same caliber of bustiness.
No, every caliber is available for free online.
But not like I guess the comic option as well. But it might be like a very special, specific thing you're into.
I mean, yes, if you like Wonder Woman's tits, but like
some 13-year-old like, Mom, buy me this online.
That's also available online for free. So like that's the one part of the comic book thing that I will genuinely not understand is that heavy purchase volume for that stuff. Right. Not that because we do topless covers and stuff. Like I get the context of it, but for it to be so inundated in that realm when literally that shit's all free now. If you have the internet, all of that is free. It may not be that character, right, topless that you're buying, Lady Death topless, whatever. But even Lady Death topless is free because people post that stuff online. So if that's what you wanted, it's all out there. So in that regard, it has to come down to the artist. Like, oh, I like that artist doing that topless cover. That I get because you like the art style, you like that, the vibe that they bring. That I understand. But I see people that are just like, oh, I'm just buying that because it's got an ass on it. I'm like, yo, all right, that's weird to me.
But also, I think I've discussed this with a few people, and like one of the things, like was the small box behind the counter, right? That the retailer had in their store that had, those books in it, right? And, you got to go in there and you got to go, last 20 minutes the shop is open. Let's make sure nobody's in there, right?
Grab that one and hide it between two others and say, I want to buy these. Looks like inside.
So this way, they just get it in the mail.
Mm-hmm.
Absolute anonymity.
That's very fair. That's a very fair thing. Yes. Very, very rational.
Okay. Well, we got Champion saying, as I told my models, tits is not what sells. It's the story of their owner. Mia Khalifa has a normal pair, but her story is what gives them value.
But you're talking about a real person in that regard. We're talking about people drawing them. So again, Wonder Woman, Rogue, like I get it. Okay. But like characters that we make that nobody really knows who they are, like what's the value?
Right. We got Burke saying, we need an Oswald topless variant. There you go.
They're all topless variants.
Exactly. He's topless. He's nude. Both
all he does
all the time. Yeah. He just wears that bow tie. Now, if we ever catch him without the bow tie, then he's naked.
There you got a problem. Yeah. Bootlegger, what's up, Bootlegger? How we doing, man? VNet, Tifa tits greater than all others. Okay, and Champe, I'm glad that the chat is connecting with each other. I appreciate that. We're building a sense of community over here. But look, all right, boobs sell, but here's my opinion. Say it right, say it's wrong. It's my opinion. Okay. I think the people that are complaining about Kickstarter fatigue are the ones who have drained their community base, right? They're putting out, whether it's multiple covered books, they're putting out shitty quality. They're putting shitty stuff out there on such a repeat basis that their base is not coming back to them to buy the next release.
Sure. I mean, right? But here's the thing though, but like you hearing this stuff from other creators, you hearing this stuff from buyers, because I can understand like
I'm hearing it from creators.
If you're a buyer,
I'm hearing it from creators.
Okay.
Right.
Well, creators will use that in the same way they use the algorithm is against me.
Yes.
And
the big boogeyman. Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And I don't know. I
meanwhile, really quickly, you can look across Kickstarter at all creators and you can see that they're all down to some capacity. Even the guys that are still doing really, really well, you can still see that there's a notch down.
Okay.
And that's economy. That's people, that there's the world is struggling with things. So I think there's a lot. That's why I was asking, like, was there a specific fatigue point that we were trying to discuss?
And look, that nice golden period that everybody was talking about during the pandemic, right? Well, hello, that boost was coming from that stimulus check, and
well, it was the stimulus check. It was people were sitting at home. It was it was a perfect storm of consumerism, which is why they say like during that course of time, Jeff Bezos and all these guys went from like X billions of dollars to X billions of dollars. And it's because people sat at home and bought stuff. But now people are back to the real world. They have their lives that they're worried about. They got things to do now. And so if you're not producing something that people want, in the context of, just beyond the boobs, like, the story, the character or whatever, then yeah, you it's no different than any other time or any other entertainment aspect. You have to drive people to what you're selling. And if you don't, you'll get less of a result.
Right. Here we go. Bootlegger saying he's doing good. Champion comes back with about fictional characters' tits. It's the same. You want to see your favorite characters naked in a story, not as a fan art gig. Okay. All right. You want to do like 70s porn, you know what I mean? Where there was an actual script.
Laser Blast does it. The turtles don't even have shells on them.
Yeah, but the pool party, you're expecting a big build-up.
The pool party as well, yeah.
Come on, man. You know what I'm saying?
I forgot about that.
Nothing happened, bro. Nothing happened. I'm like...
It's disappointing on so many
levels. Yeah, man. That was the build-up moment. And we were let down. Was it Full Moon Press back then or no? I mean, Full Moon Pictures back then when it was released? Or was it something else? Did they get the rights to it?
I don't recall. Okay. I want to say it was Full Moon. to some capacity. Because he was making movies all the way back then, so I assumed that was just his company that he was making stuff under.
Right.
But I don't know for sure.
Charles Band apparently is the original producer.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So we just call something else. All right. Look, I reached out, like I said earlier, to some of the Laser Blast guys, the ones who worked on the comic book. Hopefully they reach out. Hopefully they come back. There's no disappointment in Laser Blast.
As long as you are
My mouth is
skilled,
open.
as long as you are skilled with the fast forward button, Burks is correct. But you got to be skilled with the fast forward button.
I don't know, man. You gotta fast forward that son of a gun all the way.
Shows
man.
title, shows credits. The end. I'm a pro.
I mean, but the thing is, you can't fast forward this bad boy. You've never
heard of a flip book?
The art was pretty good too, man. The art was pretty good.
I inquired about the cover because Mr. Kyle still has the original, and it was a little bit out of my price range.
No, he doesn't. It was sold on Heritage Auctions. Unless you're talking about the back cover.
Back cover, yes.
He has the back cover. He has that.
Let me verify. I'll look at the chat right now.
And if you don't mind, whatever he quoted, you put it in a private chat.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is fine. Here, can I put a?
Because the front cover was sold at Heritage Auctions. Now maybe he bought it. Maybe he was the one that bought it.
No, it's the back cover one. Here, hold on.
Oh my God! I have messages to send.
Do you want me to share my screen just so you can see it? And I swear I'm not trolling this time.
No. Just put the price that he wanted in the private
share
chat.
the screen. I want to see what we're talking about.
Okay, there's the private chat, and then I'll share my screen.
That's it.
Yeah, that's. I've got messages to send.
That's it.
There you go. I'm sharing my screen. He took a picture of it for me to confirm it's there.
Oh my God! Oh my God! All right, you guys continue on. I got messages.
Nah. Listen, I'm out. Guys.
He's going to be selling this thing for $30,000 if you keep competing
Holy
like this.
shit. It's on.
Laser Blast comes back for its, and what would it be?
That's it.
50-year anniversary screening in 2028.
Holy shit. Look, he's actually doing it. You motherfucker. I'm working the goddamn, production panel. And
I got things to do.
He's actually emailing them.
Want to clarify, I didn't put the cents after, just to make sure that's...
Yeah.
I just make it...
Yeah. You got to remember, things like that for us is a little different for you. You have children.
I spec in your lingo.
Listen, I got Voltron and Godzilla on my wall right there. So, we'll just take down my shit and put Laser Blast right there.
Done.
It's fine.
Let's do it.
Tom was like, listen, I got 2 testicles. I only need 1. What
I got a lake. I can Airbnb this bitch. How many weekends do you need, Kyle?
There you
Come
go.
on out. Let's trade.
Here we go. Bootlegger says, I thought it was the pause button that required skill. There we go. And Burks asks how much. Burks. You got to be part of this.
What I know here is the result is going to be somehow sleeper agent Calderon's going to somehow nab it and not tell either. You're both going to think the other guy bought it, and it's just going to show up on his background at one of these. That's what's going to happen here.
Yeah. Oh, but no, Burks. I sent it to you in a messenger. All right, check it out. If you got Facebook, pull that open, brother. All right. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Yes. I got the DM. Yes. Race is on, buddy. Race is on. I may be working, but there's somebody else who's ticking away. All right. Let's see what happens.
So you're welcome.
Yep.
I hope
you're not going to spend that money. You got Galactus shit to buy. You're not going to spend that on that. I know better.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Who says me? Who
I'm
says?
gonna send your wife a message right now.
She's gonna buy it for JD.
Be like, you know what JD's trying to buy?
Yeah. Oh, Burks, don't give up the fight, Burks. Don't give up the fight. Tom deserves it.
Tom, you never know. He might have enough Galactus points to get that.
Well, listen, we got a bunch of people watching right now. Please let us know that you're here. Say what's up. Hit the like, subscribe, and share buttons. Be a part of the chat. Hang out with us. All right.
So are we still answering this question?
Yeah, we're still answering this question.
I haven't answered yet. I got something.
Okay.
So let's go back
to the Canadian
to
perspective.
Sure, I'll give you Canadian perspective. Okay. First one is the topless, the nudes portion. I want to answer that part first. I think the reason it's still a thing, despite having access to all of these things online, it's almost like the Blockbuster experience. I think it's like going somewhere to like an LCS. You're not getting the popcorn, mind you, and renting a movie, but it's kind of that similar thing. I think a lot of people buy into that. I can't just explain the online thing because that's kind of weird. But Kickstarter fatigue, I've been doing well. I think we've had like a zenith in created comics on Kickstarter, and I think not all of them are doing well. So the consumers of these things are diluted amongst all these products. I think it's going to have a crash in regards to individuals putting comics on Kickstarter, and I think it will spike again. It will like condense the consumers into product, if that makes sense.
It does, but I don't know. Well, okay. You got more to add to that, or no? All right. Okay. All right. Calderon, where you're at?
Caught me mid-cough.
Well, the thing is okay, when we're talking about those types of covers, the lascivious ones, right?
The NSFW.
Yes. When we're discussing those, obviously there's a market for it. People are still buying them, so I don't think there's a fatigue on that level.
Okay.
Right. I think there might be a fatigue of clients not liking to get screwed over by creators. There's a lot of those people, right? There might be a certain amount of creators where there's a fatigue in them putting out books and them not achieving goals that they've built up in their heads unrealistically. Okay, they've sat down and they said, well, I am who I am, and I feel I deserve X, Y, and Z per hour of my work, and I think the work is worth this, and I believe I deserve this amount to be raised per during a campaign. I'll set it at a lower amount, but I feel I may be wanting more. I think there's a lot of those people as well, right? Like they don't know how to gauge where they're at, right? Or they don't want to. And I think those are the situations that we're at. I think you have too many people who overestimate themselves, and you have just maybe another group of fans who they just weren't getting the books from the other creators, and they're like, screw you guys, we're done.
I agree with that. I agree, but the thing is, people are chirping about it, and they're like, oh, Kickstarter fatigue is keeping me from being successful with my book. And I don't know, they're not seeing the forest through the trees, right?
That was one of my answers, yes. Those are those people.
Well, very often will you hear me go on a notion of, for lack of better wording, people suck. In this case, there are groups of individuals, not everybody, but it's very easy to get caught up in, I'm feeling bad about something. I mean, especially with social media nowadays, I got to get out of my system. I got to express it. And I don't want to say everybody's looking for an echo chamber per se, but everybody kind of like, I need some validation. And I'm feeling bad about it. This isn't working the way I wanted. And, well, I also agree with this. Well, let's talk a bit about it. Usually it turns into like negative dwelling and stuff. But I think there's a level of human tribalism in that respect where I'm having a hard time. Is there somebody also having a hard time? Let's dwell together kind of thing. Okay.
What's Tom bringing up?
I'm working here, man.
He's on the horn with Kyle. That's what
you can see the prey drive in his eyes.
Yeah, he's breaking out that credit card. He's like,
holy shit. He's trying to get it expressed before next Friday.
I had questions, and now I have answers, and
he's gonna break out that platinum card.
You get him to sign it too, Tom, and make sure it's something like tell Ray something.
Well, listen, we got one more guest tonight who's coming in from the other side of the world. Anthony,
hello.
What's up, bro? How we doing? How's everything going?
Good.
Thanks for joining us today, bud. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah,
you came in right on time. We're going back and forth over tonight's question, which is, it's Kickstarter fatigue real? Is it fact? Is it fiction? Is it a boogeyman? What is your perspective on
that? Yes and no. Yes and no. So I think it's a very real thing. I think there's a lot of Kickstarters. There's a lot more. I've been on the platform since 2016. So I've had projects that have raised 20K for comics, for comic books and illustrated novels. And I've had dice that have raised 35K. I've had all sorts of projects within my brand. And then I've had projects that have only raised $3,000 or $4,000 or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I think there's a combination of where your audience can have fatigue, right? So your audience can have fatigue. There's also a combination of economic factors and things changing.
Yep.
And then there's also the factor of big players coming on board. You have to look like you're a big player now. You have to look like you could be working for Marvel or DC, or you're working for Dark Horse or Image. Because like I said, I'm not comparing myself to anyone else, but I'm making this comparison as a business perspective. Like there's a friend of mine in Western Australia. He's got a comic running now, and I'm not going to plug him too much, but I'm just saying it's his first graphic novel. He's been building it up for years. It's a 188-page hardback, right?
Okay.
And he's raised about 23,000 Australian, right? And he's never done Kickstarter before, but he has been talking to his fans and friends for years and years, and he's never done Kickstarter, and he's come in. So I'm saying this is to give people hope. Whereas I'm obviously a veteran. 2 years ago, I did a Dungeons and Dragons book. It raised 70 grand.
Nice.
But we put a lot of marketing into that. We were paying for Facebook ads. We were using influencers. And this one, we've done a bit of marketing, and we're shy of funding. We're not going to talk about the project too much. Well, mine, yeah, you can talk about it whenever you want. But the point I'm making is, I feel it's you've got to really do a lot more than what you had to do before. And I feel that, like, before, I know the figures are like, I think even between up until 2022, the figures were that they'd send you 30% of their audience, which would help. You know, now it's like 10% of Kickstarter backers are coming from Kickstarter, or not even that. Like, I can look at my project now that I'm running, and probably about 90% of the audience are my fans, you know?
Yeah.
Whether that's a fatigue or the whole platform has changed and the perspective of everything has changed. You know, and the other thing is as well, like looking at my friend's book, his name is Levi. It's called Death Roll, right? What Kickstarter really wants, I think what the platform is also, it's like YouTube, it's dictating to us what sort of content to make, right? And for me, I'm like, I'm out then. I'm fucking out, because it seems to dictate we want hard, gritty, bloody, gory comics, or we want boobies and SFW. And my stuff is a G-rated fantasy comic. And for me, like it's G-rated family-friendly comic, and I'm not bitter about it. It's just like, okay, well, my audience clearly isn't here anymore. What's the point of doing, like, in the sense of doing comics here? So my next step is pivoting to going to publishers like Scholastic or your big name brand G-rated comic that they want YA audiences. And so for me, it's like, that's cool, that's easy. I don't have to worry about fucking running Kickstarters for my comic anymore. Done. I'm done. You know, it's just like, so this is it. I don't think it's dead. I don't think it's burnout. I just think the whole platform's changed. You got to be a big brand like that's coming on board, or you have to look like them with dark, gritty comics, or you have to be doing booby comics. there's the occasional outlier where, you know, I paint cute cats and I've got a cat comic. There's one that's viral now. But the point is, you've got to bring a lot of people. You've got to bring a huge amount of people, and you've got to build up an audience when you're running projects. And marketing is everything now.
Yeah.
Marketing is everything. And so, yeah, it's just what it is. And I'm kind of relieved because once this book's over, nearly finished, I'm like, I don't need to worry about doing comics anymore on Kickstarter. Unless I go and do a dark horror, which I might, you know, I might come back and just do horror. I love horror as well. Or I might do create a totally new brand and do a booby horror comic, you know, like a Vampirella or something. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I mean, you said a moment ago you got 90% of your audience coming back. I think you're winning, right? I don't think when you have 90% of your audience coming back that the fatigue is really kicking in. They see the product. Yes. Are there economic factors at play? 100%. I'm never going to deny that, right? But they love what you're putting out, and they're continuing to support you and your work. That's awesome, man. When people have that steep drop off where they're not getting 90%, they're getting 20, 25, maybe 15, they're in real trouble.
Yeah. So look, like I said, my project's in a fund. I've got like nearly 58 backers exactly. And I look at those names, and at least 50 of those people I know. They're my really loyal Luminous Ages fans, you know. Yeah. But like the other thing is as well, I don't, there's a lot of factors, like you said, there's all these other factors like economic factors. I've been building up my D&D. I've been doing Dungeons and Dragons books, launching dice, doing art projects as well. So a lot of my fan base as well on Kickstarter and my mailing list are that as well. So they may not want to read comics. They might love what I do, the other stuff I'm doing, but you know, maybe when I launch a card game, which is the next project, which we've been building up, it's called Ducks in Dungeon. So it's a funny card game. And there may be a comic for that later as well. But the point is, I mean, my fans may go crazy for this card game, you know, the next card game. And that's just the way it is. Like my audience, it could also be a total audience shift for me. There's still that core comic book fans that know me from 2016 that still want that next volume. And I'm going to leave late pledges open. Once this funds, I'm going to leave late pledges open so that fans, like, if they're like, when's your next book coming out? I can say, look, it didn't go as well as we hope. You can still get the books. I'm going to, a Kickstarter isn't where my audience is for comics, but I'm looking for publishers, which I am, like, starting this year, next year. You know, it's going to take time, and I need time to make the next book anyway. So, you know, this book is 48 pages, all painted by me. But I think there's so many factors with Kickstarter now. And look, I think the platform is still a great platform, but you really need a strong marketing strategy. You need a very loyal fan base. If you can build up your fan base and do some cool stuff, find ways of getting more people, like a continue webcomic. I'm going to animated shorts on YouTube. I'm making funny animated shorts, you know. But I think I've sent them to you on, like, in private chat, maybe on Facebook Messenger. I've sent you a couple of my animated shorts as well. Yes. There are some horrible fart jokes, but you don't want to bring the mood down with them. I don't know. Sorry.
All right, we won't do that. We won't do that. But what we're going to do is we're going to start showing off some of the campaigns. So please send me, put your link in the private chat so that way I can pull it up for you. Yep. Before I do that, I want to let everybody know who is with us tonight. We got 29 people right now watching us live. Please make sure that you say something in the chat, because without the chat, I won't be able to select the favorite comment that I got of the night. Oh, son of a mother.
Damn.
Right? I want to give away the zombie mailman pin, Postal Pete. All right, make sure you say something over here in the chat. And as long as you're not one of those trolls in the chat, you still got a shot at the best comment. Before I pull up the campaigns, I want to go back and see what they're saying over here. Glenda Latina. What is it he trying to buy? Well, I'm not going to try to buy that piece of art. It seems like Tom has it locked in already. You motherfucker. Give a guy a chance, Tom. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely not.
Son of a mother. William. Okay, William wants to know, is a laser blast commission from HOTS cheaper than the cover. I asked him what his cover rates are, and it was less than what he's asking for this piece. So that's a possibility there, brother. Bootlegger Comics coming back with, do you mean trying to get more than what is needed to fund the creation of the book? No, I think that the question for me, I was coming from the point of hearing so many people complain that there is Kickstarter fatigue. Oh, my stuff is not getting funded. Oh, the algorithm is against me. They're looking at all these different outlying factors as to why their book is underperforming. Where sometimes some creators need to know, are they taxing their fan base, right? Have they put out too much product that isn't up to snuff? And do they need to look within themselves and maybe put out either a better product or work with more collaborators or reinvest in what they're doing? So Burks comes back with Part-Time Comics had a blog yesterday about the realities of crowdfunding. It was pretty honest. I'll check it out, bro. Send me the link. I'll read it. And he says the search engine on Kickstarter sucks. Yeah, the discovery thing where it just loads 6 different ones at a time. It is kind of difficult. Yeah. Ray McKay, what's up, buddy? How we doing? I'm glad you're with us in the chat, bud. All right, so let's take a minute. We got 1/3 of the night done so far, and I want to pull up our first campaign for the evening. We're going to do a quickie. We're not going to put any videos together here, but because we don't want any copyright strikes hitting us, and which has been a problem with so many people. So the first campaign of the night comes from Mr. Calderon. You want to give us a heads up on this one, brother?
All right. So this is A Country Night in New York City. This is an Oswald Chronicles story. This is about a young lady, or I should say young female Calcian named Anna. And she is a errant knight in the wilds of the United States. And in the wilds of the United States, the Calcians just another race that lives alongside the Oswald, along with fairies and all this other stuff. Mm-hmm. And they ride around on chickens, right? And instead of squirrels or pigeons. And she's traveling to New York City because her community is being attacked, and she needs an army to try to fend them off. And Oswald is telling this tale of this heroic young knight that went out there and did this. And this is a cover that I had done. That's an homage to Frank Frazetta.
I love that cover, brother. I love that cover. So here we go. Here's the young lady, the female knight that we're talking about, who's riding the chicken.
Yep.
All right. How many covers you got for this issue?
Well, there's 2 issues. There's a first issue and a second issue. So those are the first 2 issues. And then this is the first issue, alt cover, by Douglas Aparecido Manzini.
Okay. Very cool.
Yep. Very cool. This is the second issue cover. These are some of the interior pages. So you can see.
Jay Gonzalez?
Yes, this is Jay Gonzalez, of course.
She's done how many issues of Oswald with you?
Probably a couple thousand pages at this point.
Damn, brother.
Yeah. And the one thing I really like about this is that the story is in contrast very much to what is going on in it, right? There's this very absurdist quality to it because it's very violent, right? This young lady, she's a knight. She's killing people. She's doing what she has to do to protect her community. And, you see the way she's drawn. It's just cracks me up every time I see it. So.
Well, dude, you got 16 days to go. You've already hit your goal. You have 55 backers. Way to be. You're always putting out quality stuff. People always coming to you. I wish you continued success on the book, brother.
Who did that Frazetta cover? That's great.
Yeah.
This is Douglas Manzini. Aparecido Manzini.
Yeah, that looks great.
Yeah,
love it. Where the hell did everybody go?
No,
all right, we're back. All right. So the next book we got up here comes from Mr. Ray Jameson.
It's me. I'm up.
Oh, Jay, you didn't play my video, bro.
Oy.
But I've got 1 week left. I've never raised.
Hold on. Oh, what the?
Yeah. Whoa! What the hell was that howling?
I don't know what just happened. I will look at it. Let's give Ray his time. We'll go back to the howling. Okay,
What?
we'll go back.
Howling?
I mean, at least it wasn't Pornhub, you know.
It's Howl Hub.
All right, Ray, give us a heads up, brother.
7 days to go. Most funding I've ever done, and we're going strong. We've got at this stage of the game, it is comparable to where it was for the last campaign in regards to how many backers. We're right with the curve. I'm super happy with how everything's come together. When this stream is done, I will be releasing 2 more tiers. They're only 1 backer per, and keep your eyes peeled for that. I'm not going to say, you know what? Actually, I will say. I'm going to share my screen. Say it ain't so. I will not go. Share screen, share window, that one, go. So we have,
bro.
Say again?
All right. Let me. All right, we're pulling out of your campaign. We're gonna show.
Everybody's seen that before. I might as well be playing the video at this point. We might as well show something new. I got something new. You want something new? We got it.
It's not let me. Okay.
If I bump the table, it makes my head look like it's wobbly. That's funny. There we go. All right. So we've got 1 sketch cover being done by Jay Sloan. So basically, we're going to send him the sketch cover. He's going to sketch it up and send it to the backer. And then we also have the same thing for, this is when it doesn't work. There we go. Mike Mez Phillips, the same thing. So they both did a cover for me. And keep your eyes peeled for that later today. It will be going, and it's only 1 backer per of these 2 tiers. So keep your eyes peeled.
Okay.
That's all I've got to say about this. We got 1 week to go, and you can get all 3 issues. This is the entire mini series, and I pass it on to you.
All right. So both of those campaign links are in the comments. You want to jump on them? There you go. They're the most recent comments. Pull them right up. Next up, Anthony. Here we go, baby. All right. Give us a heads up on Luminous Ages, my brother.
So Luminous Ages is a fantasy series. We're into the 3rd volume. There's actually 4 books, but the one of them was an illustrated novel filled with dragons and adventure. There's 13 dragon gods. They collided with each other and created the Big Bang, and this dream planet was created. Also, Earth was created later on. So this is the place where dream magic comes to life. There's 13 gods, as I said. They all have a special dream artifact that controls them. And whoever controls the most artifacts, hence dragon gods, controls the dream plane and the universe. There's also 3 schools of magic: the Captivaries, the Luminaries, and the Chosen. The Captivaries can draw and capture enemies on a page, hence the name Captivary. They can also draw and capture entire cities as they level up. The opposite are the Luminaries, where they can draw and bring monsters to life. And basically, we're following the main character, Thrakos. That's a guy with the demon horns. He is going through a transmutation. He can't seem to control his powers. He's a captivary. He's going on the hero's journey to this beautiful dream world here. He has to get baptized at the top of that mountain, that building there in the middle of that scene there. If he doesn't make it in time, he could turn into a horror. Or so he thinks. But if this book gets funded, you will find out what actually is the transformation all about. Is he becoming a demon? Is he becoming maybe a dragon? Anyway, if you love fantasy and adventure, and you love mythology, you're going to love this series. It's jam-packed with all my art. This is all hand-painted. I do use some 3D modeling in some scenes and paint over them. That's just for certain pages to go where we go back in time for the dream visions. But a lot of this is hand-painted like artwork. I've got originals right behind me. I'll show you later. But all of these, I've got the originals. Many of the original landscapes have already sold as well. And they were commissioned by fans who love the series. So if you love fantasy and adventure, it's been given great reviews from Tyler James, Matt Stawicki, who is a legend as well. He did D&D books like Dragonlance. He was one of the artists on that. So
Magic the Gathering.
Very cool.
It feels like I'm reading Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, if you love Magic the Gathering, you love Dungeons and Dragons, you love things like Lord of the Rings. I'm an 80s fan. Like, I love The Labyrinth. If you love The Labyrinth, you're going to love this, The Never-Ending Story. And it has a bit of Star Wars, that whole Chosen One vibe as well. So, yeah, that's my stuff. And, there's a little comic as well on Greek. Goblins come from ancient Greece. I don't know if you know that. They fought Hercules, and they could shapeshift into Dionysus. They were like mischievous little demonic entities in ancient Greece. So we talk about the Greek version of goblins in this series. So it's getting there. We're about 75% funded. If you love fantasy and adventure, you're not going to regret getting this series. We're doing a reprint as well on volume 1.5 and volume 2. Even if it doesn't reprint it, I've still got 4 copies left from the vault. We found them. I found heaps of volume 1.5 and volume 2 anyway. But as soon as it hits past 10 copies sold, we're reprinting them as well. Simply because I want to have all the books on my table at comic conventions and show off the breadth of work that I've been doing for 10 years. So, but like I said, I'm starting giving up on the series. I'm definitely after this, taking a break to look for a publisher after this. I'm very thankful of the supporters. And I do believe my fan base is at schools, children's schools, high schools. It's really that Harry Potter market. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, but in saying so, I have people that are 50-year-olds reading my comics and they love them. You know what I mean? So it really is for anyone that is a hardcore. If you're a hardcore Lord of the Rings fan and D&D or Magic the Gathering fan, you're gonna freaking love this series. Lots of cute creatures. I mean, there's evidence here of all the fans, video recordings. Everyone's got copies. Like I said, 50 backers came back, for comics. And I'm also in gaming. We've also making a video game as well. So we've launched our first ever game on Steam. You can wishlist it. I think it's somewhere down there or further back up. We have a Luminous jigsaw puzzle game. So we're doing 2 puzzle packs. The first one is like the bit of everything. Where you get a bit of my worlds, a bit of my fantasy, a bit of my creatures. And then I think you got to go a bit more up, maybe. And then, here it is. Yeah, this is the jigsaw puzzle game. And we're doing the second puzzle pack that fans will be able to get. So that the first puzzle pack, that's a demo pack. It's got a bit of everything. But the second puzzle pack is all my Dragon Gods. So I've partnered with a local studio in Adelaide. And we're going on Steam to release I've done like 300 paintings since 2010. So nice. We're launching all my art as jigsaw puzzles, no AI again. So, but a lot of our competitors in the puzzle world, in the jigsaw puzzle game, on Steam, a lot of my AI art, we're going to be proudly able to say it's all human-made art with a narrative puzzle as well. So there'll be like narrative puzzles where you follow a creature across the map of our world and unlock the environment. And once you finish that city, you move to the next city and people finish that jigsaw puzzle. So yeah, that's me. Any questions? Happy to answer. I've got D&D books. There's still got a few of the D&D books left if people want to get them as well, if you're not into comics. But if you want to get them all, we have all sorts of tiers. I'm doing commissions as well. I can paint your pet as a fantasy creature. So,
it's beautiful, man. Like I said, I'm a big I was a big Magic the Gathering guy, and this is bringing me all back, man. You know, I mean, the scenery. This piece right here is just it's beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, that was done back in 2021. So it was a fan from Chicago. So thanks to you, lovely American fan. He was like, I want to see where the comic is going. Can you paint the next world? And he paid like $10,000. It was a 2 meter wide painting by 1.5. So it was huge. And so thanks to fans like that, that's kept the series alive and my art alive. So yeah, we're getting there. Like I said, 75% funded. I'm hoping we get there. I don't know. Do you think we're going to get there?
Yeah, man. You know what I mean? You're 75% funded. You got 5 days to go. You just gotta don't give up fucking hope, man. You know what I mean?
Just gotta push.
Yeah, man. Look, the link to the campaign is in the comments, ladies and gentlemen. Jump on it. I mean, it looks beautiful. It looks beautiful. How long did this one you say take you to do?
It's really hard because I think the last book I did was 2023. Like I did a horror anthology, and I brought on a lot of creators as well. And I did do an NSFW comic as well, which was fun to do. But Since 2023, 2021, I started doing the pages, but I've kind of been chipping away in between freelance work, in between conventions, and also, like I said, I had a D&D book in 2024. So anytime I had paintings I had to do for the D&D book, I'm like, hey, can I use that as a comic book panel? You know what I mean? Can I use this environment for where the characters are going? And then I can just overlay, things. So in hindsight, probably 20 pages was already painted because I was working on it, part of my other projects, my card game projects. And then I kind of just spent since December last year, right up until now, painting comics every day. I got another 20 pages smashed out. I'm still painting. I'm coloring 4 or 5 now. I'm not going to show you guys. You don't want to see my clunky painting skills. But I'm literally painting pages as I go on some podcasts and doing some every day in between marketing. So that book's it's done. It's like 40 pages in, 4 to color. That's it. And a majority of the work is me, but I'm also I've hired Rod Ramos. Oh, sorry, just dropped the keyboard there. Rod Ramos Rodolfo has helped me do about 5 pages. He's penciled and done flats. He's one of the artists.
Right on. I guess you'll like this picture behind me because that's the same guy.
Wow, awesome. Yeah, that looks, I was going to say.
That's colored by Dan Kemp, but it's drawn by Rod.
Yeah, so Rod Ramos Rodolfo, I've been working with him since 2018. I went to New York Comic Con with my first graphic novel that raised 20 grand. It was like Australia's #1 comic on
When
Kickstarter.
were you out here? When were you here?
2018. I went to New York Comic Con. I was at Tyler James's booth.
Okay.
And I got to network with Rod Ramos Rodolfo. I met a whole bunch of creators.
Awesome.
It was a great time, man. Like, it was a great time to be alive and be around. It was before the dark times we're going through now.
Yeah.
But
that's my home show, man. I wish I knew you were here. We would have had a good fucking time. If you ever come through again, let me know.
I'm hoping things calm down in the world, and I'd love to be back. I love my time in America, but definitely it's the cost of getting there. And, I'm from Australia, so it's a huge cost in flights and accommodation, and our dollar against yours is not good. We don't have it easy.
I just sent you this image. I DM'd it to you in Facebook.
Sure.
So you can look at it better.
Yeah.
All right, let's jump back into the chat for a second here. Ray McKay said he's doing good. He's just started a full-time job. Way to be, Ray. Niobe Comics says, what do you think about Kickstarter and its new NDFW policies as shown by Luis Torres? I haven't seen them yet. I'll look into them. So I'm not going to really comment on that.
So what is that? What is that policy? What is it about?
I don't know.
NSFW.
All right.
They're trying to
NDFW. Okay.
They're trying to crimp it, basically.
Yeah, and it's not Kickstarter that's doing it. It's Stripe, which is sort of forcing it to happen.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
They're saying they are rolling it out to everyone within weeks. So I guess it's the folks that got to worry about the not safe for work stuff. I hope it goes well. But also, anybody who is looking at the campaigns and is interested, please go to the comments. The links for all 3 of those campaigns are right there in the comments. Doesn't matter whether you are following us on Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram. Oh no, the stuff doesn't show up on Instagram. Damn, Instagram, we need to integrate that chat, man. Here we go. Brooks was about to ask about volume 2, and I believe Anthony told us about it. It's there, so please jump on it. Jump on it.
I can show you all the books. I've got copies here. So 1 second, sorry about that. Let's have a look. So I have these are all the books that I've done. So, but volume. Just gonna show you all. That's the first graphic novel. That's the first graphic novel. You can get that. That's still for sale. The hardcover. We then have Tavern of Dreams, which is volume 1.5. That's an illustrated novel. Now, when I say illustrated novel, it's filled with art. It's actually like 40 pages of art. Like, you open up, it's not too much text. It's almost like a picture book. It's got all my fantasy art, like this, pages like that. But it's hard. It's only like a paragraph of text on some pages. So like stuff like that. Really gorgeous art. That's volume 1.5. That was done over COVID. Volume 2 is the Bizane Book of Monsters. That's this one here. Rod Ramos Rodolfo again helped on that as well.
There you go.
but that a lot of that is mine.
Right
I was doing the color, so he'd pencil and I'd color. We're a great team. You know, we call ourselves the Monkey King team. You know, I'm born in year of the monkey, he's born in year of the dragon. So there you go. You know, together we have the great combination, the synergy working with the art. So I'm the colorist there. He's the penciler. So and like these pages are completely painted by me. There's Thoth there. So yeah, Jay, what up? That's volume 2, and I have volume 3 here as well, which is the one we've got now. That's the sample, just so you can see that I have done all the art. It's all ready to go. I have been taking this to conventions, showing it off. This is just a sample comic. It's not the final print run. There obviously won't be a white thing. My printer in Adelaide just like, hey, this is what we can make for you to show it off for now. So you can see like there's a shit ton of art done. Yeah, and then that was we got the Goblin comic as well. That's the little 24 pages comedy. We got Hercules shot putting and spinning the goblins like that.
There you
like
go.
Going like Oba, you know, it's in Greek.
I love it. It's great.
It's a bit of a comedy. And yeah, and then of course my D&D books are still available on the campaign as well. I've got a few. This is actually, speaking of Magic the Gathering, a big plug. I'm working with John Tedrick. He's an amazing artist. He's from Magic the Gathering.
Awesome.
He did this dust jacket for me. So he's one of the people that I met in 2018 because I was at another show called EluxCon in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, which is a fantasy art show. And I networked with a lot of the MTG artists, and he actually did this cover for me at really good mates rates. Like we call them Aussie rates. So, and that's my cover on the D&D book. But this is a rare, it's got gold foil because we raised 70K on this book. We made this really amazing. So yeah, if you love comics and you love D&D, you like, you know, like you said, you're into that stuff, I'm your man for the real kind of fantasy-ish stuff. And that's about it. Any other questions? You can ask anything personal or whatever, funny. You can talk about kangaroos if you want. It's all good.
No. You know what? I will say that this is my most international episode ever. We got representation from Australia, from Canada, Calderon, I don't know where you're from, and you know, from a lake, one of the lakes in Michigan up there.
This is almost 50% the Commonwealth here. What are you guys doing? Got to pick up your game.
But guys,
Australia's a Commonwealth country. There you go.
Yeah, you and me in Canada here. We're almost half of the podcast.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. You know, we're part of the crown. He's part of the crown at one point. Right?
God.
What do you mean, Gold?
No, you were doing so well up until.
Is that weird Brooklyn accent I heard about?
What do you mean I'm doing so well? What are you talking about, Calderon? Come on now. Hey, come on now.
Should I try a New York accent?
Yes, let me hear it. Let me hear it, Anthony. Let's hear it, baby.
I'm from New York. Don't mess with me, all right?
Oh, no.
Shut up.
You see the way he sounded? That's the way you sound.
No, it's not the way I
Watch
sound.
it looking there, lady.
Come on now. Come on. All right, but listen, guys, we ran an hour so far. We got about 30 minutes left. We got 22 people in the chat. Please say what's up. Like Rob just did. Rob just said what's up. How we doing, Rob? I'm sorry you didn't hit and get that seat. You know what I mean? I feel bad, brother, but you're here with us, man. You're here with us. All right. We got a good 30 minutes, and I'm hoping that we can do a little bit of the top 5, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, we've added new entries into our top 5 since we did a few last week. All right, and I believe there are the WTF moments and comic book icons were added. Right, they weren't there last week.
I noticed Laser Blast is still not on this list.
No, why does Laser Blast? We
a
dedicated
good Laser Blast
minutes to Laser Blast today. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up our trusty
rigged
random wheel. It's not rigged. It's not rigged. Anthony, you're a first timer here. Okay. So what's going to happen is the random wheel generator is going to select one of the topics that we're going to talk about. All right.
Sure.
And you just pick your top 5 of that topic. If you want to add a little seasoning and say why you picked that top 5, it's up to you. We're not going to hold you back on that at all. All right. So here we got the wheel prepped for numbers 1 through 14. And we're gonna spin that some bits right now. Okay, number 5.
Rigged.
It's not
The
rigged.
cheery music always makes me happy.
It's not rigged at all. No ways it's rigged. Okay.
So what is
It's like
number
when you get a
5?
strike.
All
in
right. So number
Reborn.
5 is. Number 5 is. Oh,
Horror
who are your
icons.
top 5 horror icons? If you need a few minutes, we'll give you a few minutes to
I mean, there's
over.
really only 5.
Probably, yeah.
I mean,
Well,
there's really only
define icon. Does everybody have to know it?
So, like, is it like,
Or it doesn't have to be icon to the person.
or is it a film director, or is
No. However you want to define it. It could be your Wes Cravens. It could be your Freddy Krueger's. It could be your whatever.
So for me,
it's your top 5, baby.
Easily Freddy Krueger because of the whole dream rule, and obviously I've got dreams in my comics and stuff, and so that is definitely one of the inspirations behind it. You know, I definitely love Freddy Krueger. I am a big fan of Insidious. I'm a very spiritual kind of guy, and just the Insidious series with that astral projection and the demonic entities. That was probably the first horror movie in a while that I fucking freaked the fuck out and like thought this could actually be real. Like it felt really, really fucked up. That song By the Window.
Yeah.
That scene just fucked me up for weeks. So
I like that. Okay, we got 3 more, brother.
I guess. Oh God. Probably It as well. I'm a big fan of It as well. I like
the movie or the
both. I think the movies are good, and I think I even watched the TV series recently. I thought it got me hooked. I was hooked on it for about a month, watching every episode every week. I had an It night. 4th, I'm going to go with Aussie icons. There's Wolf Creek. Have you heard of Wolf Creek?
Yes.
That's made in my town, and I actually have worked with. I know the film director, and I'm also friends with John Jarrett. I've actually boothed next to John Jarrett, and there's a bit of a story there. So yeah, they've just made Wolf Creek 3 as well. So I think that's coming out. I don't know what the things are. Like I said before, I have a connection to horror as well. 5th one would have to be my cousins. I'm very proud of them. They are Raka Raka. They did the horror movie Talk.
Your cousins are the Raka Raka YouTube guys?
Yeah.
You know the guy that does the Ronald McDonald voice. You know that guy?
Yeah.
That is so badass.
He's a little kid I used to slap the shit out of.
That's
why he's traumatized. It's because of me.
Oh, that's amazing.
Nah.
Very cool.
Yeah, so we are like kind of like second cousins, but his father and my father are very close. They used to come into our shop a lot. My auntie raised them, and my auntie's in heaven, obviously. So God rest her soul. But
God rest her soul.
We're basically very connected. I live down south; they're very far north, so we didn't have much interaction. But I did actually get to work on Bring Her Back. Their second movie, I was an extra in that. And I got to, basically be a security guard and also an extra. Like I was shooing people off the set because they basically shot on a school gymnasium, and so like mums were coming in and they're like, "Oh, what's going on? Is there basketball today?" I go, "No, we're shooting a movie." And they're like, "What movie?" It's a documentary, and I had to like walk them out. Yeah, so that's my claim to fame.
Very cool. Look at that.
Definitely those other 4, and put the cousins last because they're little shits.
They're in there. The Raka Guys are in there. The little shits. They're not little shits, but way to be. They're
big shits now, man. They're big shits now. So I'm very proud of them. Very happy for them. And it goes to show that you can go from nothing to something. They had a very they come from Puraka. That's why they're called Raka Raka. And Puraka is like the hood of South Australia. That the northern suburbs are very rough suburbs. Like. There's murders, there's drug deals going down, there's like bikie gangs. It's not a nice place to grow up with. So they now live near me actually, right in the southern suburbs. They bought a house by the beach. So, they've had a very hard life and I'm really happy and proud of them. And, you know, everyone has their time to shine. They needed to shine sooner than me, so because they were living in really tough circumstances as kids. So
way to be, man. Sometimes that struggle to get out is really what you know shines that light on you. Sometimes
they did the movie Talk to Me. Yeah, that's the same guys.
Yeah, they did Talk to Me. Yeah, I couldn't be in Talk to Me because I was actually sick that year. I had very serious Graves' disease.
That movie's intense, man.
But I was in Bring Her Back. That's even more fucked up. If you want fucked up horror, Bring Her Back is totally. Sorry if I'm swearing on your channel, man. I'm ruining it for you, aren't I?
No, go for it, baby.
So Bring Her Back's like really, really jacked up. There's like, I don't want to ruin it for you, but there's like knives in between people's teeth, in kids' teeth, like really fucked up scenes. A lot of their movies are, I'm not saying that they've witnessed murders or anything, but they've had very traumatic things in our family. There's been deaths, not murders, but like really tragic accidents, drownings. My uncle lost his eye as a carpenter, and that's why it kind of helped him out. Like my father had a cafe at the time in the northern suburbs, and so they would come in and eat with us to help them pay the bills because he couldn't get welfare for a while until but he had like his eye would come out, like he could literally pull his eye out, and that's where that scene comes from. So a lot of their horror movies, like they're literally, when I said to those people walking in on set, this is a documentary, their movies are inspired by real life trauma, and they channeled it into that. So but I'm all good. I'm not, knock on wood, haven't had that sort of trauma in my life. That's why I've got happy fancy. You know what I mean?
There we go, brother. There we go. All right. Well, Ray, looks like you were inspired by some of Anthony's choices. So let's hear your top 5, brother.
Most iconic in my mind for me in my little world is Evil Dead franchise. Bruce Campbell is Ash. That's in there. The Conjuring, and I don't mean the franchise, the first movie. I thought the rest I was not really impressed with, but that first Conjuring.
Okay.
I've never been, how you can get people scared of just like silence and then a jump scare. That's the first time I've ever fell for a jump scare where it's just sound. The delivery was just really good. I'm going to do a throwback to one. It's technically a slasher film, but most people don't consider it on first impressions as the original Alien, as everybody's getting chased down by the one slasher. Before I turned 10, I was completely traumatized by a movie called Fire in the Sky. So I'm putting that on the list. That was based on a true story, the guy being abducted by aliens. When he finally starts remembering that scene, I didn't sleep right for a couple months. That was pretty intense. And then the last one, I'm going to go a little outside the box here. I'm going to say The Deliverance, because nobody should ever watch that movie.
Okay. All right. That was something. You know what I mean? I saw Superman before I saw Deliverance, so it gave me a totally different perspective on Ned Beatty. All right. Tom, you've been writing a lot, buddy. Let's hear that top 5.
Well, this is because everybody's taken what I had, so I'm trying to create a new top 5 along the way. That isn't just rehashing here.
Yeah.
Which ones are taken? I'm just curious.
Obviously it's Leatherface, Pinhead, Michael Myers, Freddy, Jason. Like those are the obvious top of the heap. Thing. So that's I can add one of those in because I will say that Michael Myers, above all else, was one of those guys that kind of changed my thought process of it was one of the early horror movies that used to play on TV all the time. And so I was like, oh yeah, Michael Myers, this is crazy shit. So we'll go ahead and put him on the list. Then we're going to have Jaws. You can't have this list without the shark. The shark changed movie making. The shark changed whether or not you went to the beach. So we'll have Jaws. We are going to put the Gremlins on that list.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Are fantastic. Like they're fantastic things.
Someone's asking if the xenomorph counts. They must have just
sure.
put on
Yeah,
it counts.
Of course. Again, I'm having to dodge because of the Canadian took all my.
You're welcome.
My picks. I like the Warrens from The Conjuring, stuff like that for sure. I'm going to put so similar to Critters, but on the opposite side, a little more fun side, but still they're monsters. Is or Gremlins is Critters. If you guys remember the little furball ones, porcupine guys, shooting people in the neck with little thorns.
Okay.
And then the last one is Reagan from The Exorcist, the possessed girl.
Yeah, it's a good one.
What was the name? What was the name of the demon that possessed her though?
Pazuzu is the demon.
Pazuzu.
Yeah, but Reagan was the one who got possessed, and yeah.
Okay. When I lived in DC, I was not far from those steps.
I don't know if I could go to those steps. That's like one of those things, like that movie is so visceral to me because I watched it when I should have no right watching it. And it is so burned into me that I don't think I could do it. I don't think that I could get close to that. I want to. Okay. It might be really cathartic for me, but it might not work either.
Okay.
It's funny you use the word cathartic. Like I listed Fire in the Sky. When I was older, I looked up that scene on YouTube, and that did help a lot because I didn't see it since I was a kid. We rented it, and it was fresh out of theater on video, and I watched it. Never again, but always thought about it like daily. And then I watched it, and I'm like, okay, this isn't so bad, kind of thing.
That's such a great fucking movie. Such a great fucking movie. Yeah.
Calderon, you're up.
Well, since someone already mentioned Pinhead, I'm gonna replace him with Pumpkinhead.
Nice.
Oh, Pumpkinhead.
There you go. H.P. Lovecraft.
Okay.
Clive Barker.
Nice.
I don't think anybody. Well, someone mentioned the Xenomorph in the chat, but
yeah, Ray said Alien.
Yeah.
Oh, he did. Okay, I didn't even know that. Right. Fuck it, Alien. And I have to have one from comics. So, The Hammer.
Whoa, that's deep cut.
The Hammer?
This is Kelly Jones stuff.
Kelly Jones, yeah.
Okay, give me a little bit more. I'll only remember Kelly Jones for Batman.
No, he did something much better than Batman. He did a book called The Hammer, and it was he wrote it, he drew it. It's about this guy. Hold on for a second.
Just a Hellboy ripoff.
No, it isn't. It isn't.
Okay.
It's The Hammer.
Okay.
Right. He's got like a xenomorph head.
Yeah. What it is
there you go.
It's like an alien. This is alien. That in that thing is an alien creature that attaches to the back of this guy's head, and it makes him all huge and muscular and very strange. But he's an alien from another planet that hunts demons.
It sounds like you're describing laser blasts.
Okay. Not exactly. But here's the thing. Like, well, even if it was, the artwork in it is incredible because it's Kelly Jones. So yeah. And the story is hilarious. It's really funny.
All right. My top 5. Honorable mention will always go to Willy Wonka. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. He is a horror icon. He killed kids for eating candy. I will stand on a mountaintop to defend that. He is an evil, evil motherfucker. Okay?
And fuck the lights keep spinning.
Fuck Willy Wonka. All right. I'm going to go with Jigsaw. First time I saw the Saw movies, it took, that was my first horror porn, right? Movie. I wasn't ready for that. I was very, that wasn't Five Faces of Death, right? We're all of a certain age where Five Faces of Death was snuck into the house like a porn tape, right? It just was like, oh, we weren't supposed to see it. But Jigsaw and Saw was just, it was tough, right? For me to watch.
You're gonna hate this again. Like that's an Australian movie.
I didn't know that.
So Saw comes from Melbourne. So it was actually like a film. It was basically created by Australian filmmakers James Wan and Lee Winnell, who were met at university, and they basically conceived the concept based on their experiences. Their feature film was shot in Los Angeles, rather than it wasn't shot in Melbourne, but they basically started making a little short. And then just from there, because like they had a low budget. It's like you know he's got his leg taped to like a chain in the bathroom. That they started shooting the short in Melbourne, then took it to LA, and then it just took off from there.
Shit.
So another Aussie success story. So sorry, I just couldn't look at Australia.
Right on.
Oh, rep your people, brother. Rep your people. All right, I'm gonna go with Pennywise. I've always hated clowns. Scared the shit out of me as a kid. I don't.
How the hell do you put up with yourself?
Motherfucker. Yeah, but no. Clowns always terrified me. I'm gonna say another horror icon is Jack Nicholson. All right, he did a trilogy of horror movies, the clown.
He was a clown.
Jack Nicholson?
Joker.
Oh yeah. No, not that one. No. We're going with his original, Red Rum. All work and no play makes Jack a
Here's Johnny.
Oh yeah.
Like a dull movie.
Here's Johnny.
You know what? I was a kid. I was scared. HBO was new in the house, and I woke up when I shouldn't have woken up. The scene of him chasing the kid in the snow. Right, and he just looked.
That's the thing. That's the thing with The Shining. Everybody remembers the finale. Nobody remembers anything else because the rest of the movie is.
Dude, I was like 7.
Treehouse of Horrors did a really good condensed version of that movie.
I was like 7. The second part of his horror trilogy, The Witches of Eastwick. He was a.
Is that a horror movie? I have never seen it. I always assumed it was like a thriller.
It's more of a thriller, but it had moments where there's some moments of body horror are in there.
Okay. Yeah, I've never seen it.
And it's when those 3 women were at their hottest.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Michelle Pfeiffer, Cher, and oh my god, Rocky Horror, what's her name? Oh my god, Bull Durham. Why can't I fucking remember her name right now? Anybody?
No.
Nobody?
What's the third one?
Michelle Pfeiffer? You said it?
I said Michelle Pfeiffer. I said Cher, and the redhead. She played the redhead. Oh my god, she was the hot older woman in Alfie. What the fuck is her name? Everybody knows Bull Durham. Come on, Tom. I was like Susan Sarandon. Thank you, William. Fucking, oh my god, Jason. Finest Stone Colors. Yes, Susan Sarandon. Thank you, chat. Yeah, and Wolf, right?
Wolf
he went
great,
back.
yeah.
He went back with Michelle Pfeiffer and Wolf. It wasn't much of a horror film, but it's up there.
It had some intensity to it.
It had some that. Another horror icon, Alfred Hitchcock, right? He is the king of less is more, right? He is the king of let your own mind tell the story for you.
Yes,
I'm just going to set up the scene, and for me. My Jaws, Tom, is Bela Lugosi's Dracula.
See, I was about to say, no one said Frankenstein, Dracula, such and such. That was interesting.
I can respect Bela Lugosi.
Right?
But I don't like the Lugosi Dracula.
As a kid, I thought he was going to come into the room, so I would always keep my head around my neck and say, "Oh my God! If he only sees my head on the bed, he'd think there's nobody there, so he wouldn't suck any blood." Right? But yeah. You're fine.
My first impressions of that era of horror films was the last good movie of that era, which is Abbott and Costello meets Frankenstein.
That is a favorite of mine.
I love that movie so much. I watch it every Halloween.
It is a big favorite of mine. Okay, we had a lot of people. We got 27 people in watching us live right now. There should be.
Wait, what about Michael Jackson's Zombie Dancer? That's a fucking icon right there.
Talking Thriller.
Oh, what about the saxophone player in the Lost Boys? He's a scary motherfucker. Why was a naked topless? Come on.
Is he?
What about the creepy narrator voice in Bill Nye the Science Guy? I don't know, Bill.
All right, but let's hit some of the people in the chat here. All right, Burks comes up with Ash Pinhead, the janitor, Killer Clowns, and Rod Serling. All right. I like that, bud. Let's see. Ray came up.
We should have the hand from, what is that, Chiller? Remember the little hand that would come out? Chiller. You remember that one?
Yeah, I remember.
The kid eating tree from Poltergeist.
there you go.
No. All right. Ray came out with Jason, Michael, Freddie, Norman Bates, and Ash. And then he asked if the xenomorph counts. Yes, it does. The missus chimed in with the birds from Hitchcock, Gremlins. Yes. Demon from the show Evil Anything, vampires from Twilight do not count. That's right.
No.
Vampires do not count from Twilight. They're shiny.
Shite
all right.
light. What did you
Jerry
call it?
saying nice. Jack Torrance, Brian. Yes, thank you for chiming in. The Shining. Yeah.
The Shinnin.
The Shining. The Shining. Yeah.
The Shining.
Movies over the ending. The ending was goofy. All right. Okay, William was helping me out with Susan Sarandon. All right, and then we also had another one helping me out, Jason, with Susan Sarandon.
I only know Susan Sarandon from Thelma and Louise. That's like my only Susan Sarandon.
I never saw Thelma and Louise, dude. I never saw it. No.
It's okay. I mean, it's okay.
No. All right, we got
no laser blast, but it's okay.
No, definitely no laser blast. We got time to do one more top 5, guys. All right, so let's pull this out. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got up on the screen. Go back to our wheel picker. All right, we're gonna remove number 5 from the selection.
We're gonna pick number 6 this time,
What
which is the new 5.
What just happened?
You got 5
Rigged.
again?
I told you it's rigged.
Yeah, it's broken.
Jesus Christ!
Totally
Jay,
broken.
on the top left hand corner, there's this little spinny thing. It's called refresh. That might help you.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to do that, buddy. I'm gonna have to do that. Son of a bitch. All right, here we go. We're gonna take number 5 out. All right, and here we go, baby.
We're gonna roll number 6. It's the new 5.
No whammy. Stop.
6 is the new 9.
5.
Ooh, number
1, 4.
14. What is number 14, folks? Sci-fi comics.
Oh Jesus!
Guys. Oh my God. Calderon's face.
Everybody has a copy of one. They all hold up the same one.
What are your favorite top 5 science fiction comics? All right. We had started last time with Anthony. Anybody else want to take the lead? Nobody?
You got to give me a minute to compile the list, but I'll start.
Let's start.
All right. Legion of Superheroes.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Alien Legion.
Uh-huh.
Dalgota.
Oh,
I'm sorry, what?
Dalgota.
Dalgota?
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with that.
Dynamo Joe.
Okay.
And Mecha.
Mecha. Okay.
Mecha is a big robot comic book from Dark Horse. Dynamo Joe, first comic. Giant robots.
Okay.
Alien Legion. Come on, Larry Stroman.
Yeah. Okay. A Legion of Superheroes. Okay. All right. Futuristic. I'll go with it. Either Ray fell asleep, he's thinking, or he froze. No.
A little bit of both.
I can go next if you want.
Let's go, Anthony. Let me hear it, brother.
I'm going to give you another creepy horror fact. Probably number 1 is The Last Day of H.P. Lovecraft.
Okay.
I actually have H.P. Lovecraft's birthday, 20th of August. Just to freak you guys out. Maybe I need to switch to horror for my comics on Kickstarter. I have his birthday, and you're in reverse. So he's born 1890. I'm born 1980. The only problem is he's born a year of the tiger. I'm a monkey. You know, we're opposing sides. If we met, we probably wouldn't share the same political views, and we'd probably clash there. But so maybe anyway. Next one would probably be Saga. I'm reading the Saga series. That's pretty good.
Okay.
I've got a few copies of that. Then Witchblade from Top Cow.
Okay.
That's kind of sci-fi-ish, I guess. I'm reading a bit of the Predator comics as well, and then of course Walking Dead, because Walking Dead is real. I don't want to spoil it for people. What is the cause of the Walking Dead virus? It's Mr. ETs that cause
spores.
it.
Space Spores. But then he removed that once he gave that answer.
Yeah,
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
but yeah, I mean, The Last of Us. I mean, that's a video game. I don't think they did a comic on that. It'd be good if they did that. But they're probably my favorites. I don't know. Is that enough for you?
Yeah. That's your 5, brother. That's your 5.
Sorry. Final mention: Watchmen. Alan Moore. Love his work as well.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. Cool, man. All right, Ray. You ready? You're up.
I've got 3. This one I'm finding difficult to nail down a top 5. Astro Boy.
Nice.
Fantastic Four.
Good call.
Judge Dredd.
Good call.
I'm stopping right there. I need more thought, so you can come back to me later if you want.
All right, we'll come back to you after we hit Tom.
I got 4. I guess I don't know if that qualifies. I'll put it in there. So I have Xenozoic Tales.
Nice.
Dark Ark.
Not familiar with that.
I don't know if it qualifies necessarily. Basically, it's about the flood and Noah's Ark, and the idea that there was also an ark for all the like vampires and monsters and shit. So there was 2 arcs.
Cool.
So Dark Ark was cool. Art Adams has a book called Johnny Future.
Yes.
That was part of the like Tom Strong stuff and all of that.
Flying Goldfish.
Planet of the Apes comics, but specifically there was one done just for General Ursus, which I really liked. It was really cool. It was sort of like a in continuity thing, talking about what he was doing while Planet of the Apes was going on, as because he wasn't always on screen. So it's sort of like, what's this guy doing while Charlton Heston is running around and doing shit? That was a cool one. And then the one that's sort of just outside the box is League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, the first one. It's kind of sci-fi type of stuff.
Hey, they did a take on War of the Worlds, so I'll...
Sure. But I didn't like that one. I didn't like that one. But I do like the first one. So yeah.
Okay. All right, Ray. You ready? You got 2 more to add in here, baby.
Green Lantern.
My man. Uh-huh.
I'm thinking.
You're missing an obvious one. You mentioned Green Lantern.
All the other lanterns?
No. there is a movie, and it starts with a G.
Guardians of the Galaxy. I guess I could put it in there if I can't find anything else. Sure.
That sucks because you took my shit, you bastard, and that's your throwaway.
I love how JD just starts smiling more because
you know what I mean? Galaxy comics are not good. They're not good.
I'm not against them.
The original Jim Valentino ones. That's where I'm going.
Okay, that's if you're getting specific. They're the Guardians of the Galaxy ones. Forgot the 2 guys' names, but it's the ones that the movies are based on. Those are actually pretty good.
Yeah, by the Andy Lanning and
Lanning, yes.
I have read a bunch of I don't know if it's those specifically, but I've read a bunch of Guardians of the Galaxy books because they put Art Adams on those covers all the time. And every time I read those books, I'm like, now I know why he's on this book, because no one is going to buy this unless Art Adams is on the cover, because this is terrible, terrible shit on the inside of these books.
The one thing,
but I don't know if it's the Lanning stuff or not.
Guardians of the Galaxy, I really want to like I enjoy the movies, and it's just like the recent Guardians of the Galaxy in the last, I don't know, 5-10 years. It's like Dr. Doom's now on the Guardians of the Galaxy, and you know what? Let's give everybody a Venom symbiote for an arc, and I struggle with that,
Yeah, I did too, but for me, that first 50 issues, no, excuse me, the first 32 issues were done by Jim Valentino. Right? He did the writing, he did the art. You saw they came to Earth. The Punishers was a full gang, right? The Badoon, they had wiped out the Earth. The X-Men had their own planet, or excuse me, the mutants had their own planet. Ghost Rider, first time we saw a space Ghost Rider. I was really digging that Guardians of the Galaxy run. So I'm gonna go with Dark Horse's Aliens, right? So somebody had mentioned Predator, but Dark Horse's Aliens were, that was awesome for me. That was the first time I was picking up Dark Horse books. You had mentioned Judge Dredd, so I pulled that off of my list, and I added Strontium Dog. Right, it was still part of it. They even mixed up the ABC Warriors into the Stallone movie. But we'll go with that. Nexus. Nexus was an interesting book for me because that was like the first independent that I saw in bookstores out here. And it really did fucking take me to another world. I mentioned Guardians of the Galaxy, and I'm going to chalk this one up. This is a stretch, but a lot of their books dealt with space, especially during the Claremont years. I'm going to say the X-Men, right? The Brood was a ripoff of Aliens. How many times were the Shi'ar involved in it, right? The whole Dark Phoenix element. X-Men Lalandra, yeah. I'm putting the X-Men up there. All right.
Okay. Guys, I'm removing League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Removing it from my list.
Yeah.
And I'm replacing it with the old cross-gen book Sigil.
Okay.
That's going on the list. Yeah. And I just got the big ass 1,000-page omnibus of that. So I got to finally finish it because I never finished it when it was single issues back in the day. And it was great all the way through. That was a fantastic book.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. Now that I gave it a little bit of thought, nobody mentioned Hawk World
because it's terrible.
It was really
terrible. It's terrible.
The Timothy Truman one?
Yeah, the Truman one. Yeah, where he was a junkie, he was a space cop junkie.
It's been a long time. I'd have to go back.
Yeah. I think Predator and Alien were the only Dark Horse books. They did a lot of science fiction stuff.
Yeah,
right.
They did a bunch of odds and ends. Yeah.
All right, guys, we went an hour and a half tonight. I want to thank everyone who hung out with us this evening.
Who's getting the pin?
Oh my God, the pin! Yes. You know what? I'm sorry. Where did I put it? Where the fuck did I put it? Here we go. The pin. All right. The pin. Oh man, we had a lot of people chime in the comments. Holy shit!
It's going to Anthony in Australia, as expected.
What?
VNet said, did anyone mention Hellraiser? Did anyone say Hellraiser?
Yes.
No.
Yes. Pinhead was
that could be sci-fi or horror.
That could be. Descender, my favorite sci-fi comic. Way to be. Strike Force Moriarty. Way to go on that. Burke said, Cruel Universe, Heavy Metal, Skydoll. Victor Medina says, Ray looks like he's napping. All right. Brian says, Saga's great. Burks comes back with Silver Surfer, Spiru, Fantasio. Okay. The Missus chimes in with Bionic Woman. Burks was going to say Green Lantern, but he felt like it was more superhero than Green Lantern. Guardians Annihilation, William says. Way to go on that, brother. Brian, nobody has mentioned Akira yet. Only saw the movie, though. Okay. And William chimed in with East of West.
Yeah, it's a good one.
You know what? Somebody. Okay, nobody else chimed in. Okay. The one who took part the most in tonight's top 5 was Mr. Green Lantern Burks. And Burks, I got your address, baby. You're gonna get this. This is coming your way. All right. Nobody mentioned zombie stuff in their top 5 of horror icons at all either.
Zombies are garbage.
Zombies are they're not garbage because we spend money on this and he's getting it for free. It's not garbage. All right, it's a nice
Postal Pete goes on everybody's zombie list.
There you go, Postal Pete. It's a nice 2.5-inch enamel pin.
Didn't I say Walking Dead? Didn't I say Walking Dead for the movies and stuff? Or did I say anything?
You did.
Yeah, you did. You did mention Walking Dead.
Yeah, brother.
There you go. Come on.
Yeah. All right.
Is there a delay from Australia to America when I'm talking?
No delay, brother. No delay. Here we Bert, yay, finally not a bridesmaid. That's right, buddy. You're not a bridesmaid, okay? You're a bride. You're a bride. Or in this case, a mailman. Yes, but for everybody who was hanging out with us tonight, if you had a good time with us, we appreciate you hanging out, talking comics, and being part of the community. If you made it all the way to the end of the episode, make sure you check out some of our earlier podcasts if you haven't done so already. There are plenty more conversations, debates, and comic book chaos waiting for you. We think you have a great time diving into those as well. But don't forget to follow us on all of those social media links. All right, the like, subscribe, and share buttons. Show that off to your fellow comic book fans. Every share and every follow helps to keep us growing. This community brings you more content like this, and we have fun providing it. Guys, before we get out of here, I want to remind everyone who's watching to look up the Madcaps on Kickstarter, as well as Luminous Ages from Anthony and Calderon's very own Oswald book. There's only a few days left for each one of those books. The links are in the comments, so don't be shy. Jump in on them. It's time to say goodbye, and we're going to start with Ray. Let everybody know where they can find you, brother.
Find the Madcaps page on Facebook. You can find me as DM Ray on Facebook and Raymond the DM on Instagram. But more importantly, as Jay already pointed out, I've got 7 days left on the Madcaps Kickstarter, almost 5 times funded and going strong. Don't be the one to miss it. It's the entire mini series back now.
All right, Anthony, where can they find you, bro?
Yeah, so you can find me on Kickstarter, Luminous Ages. Just search Luminous Ages. Got Volume 3 live right now. Thanks to someone just backed us. We went up again. So thank you.
For brother.
Thank you. Also, you can find me at achristuart.com. I have a YouTube Shorts as well channel, or Luminous Ages on YouTube, doing a whole bunch of funny fart jokes and memes of fantasy memes from Lord of the Rings, and also my series. And achristuart is my main website with my art and my comics, and you'll be able to see the link there also at achristou, achristou art.com. There's a link to the Kickstarter at the top of the website. You can also check out all my cool art, my dice, and all the other cool stuff. I do have luminousages.com, but that site is constantly being updated. It was a webcomic, but it's a different type of site these days. But yeah, if you love that sort of stuff, I'm there. Find me on YouTube. Just search Luminous Ages. You can get all sorts of fart monkey jokes and dragon puns. Yeah, you got a vegetarian meme there for a vegetarian dragon. So
one can say you're a punny kind of guy.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. I think I'm funny, but maybe I'm not. Maybe I mean, look, if I'm laughing at myself, it's okay. At least I'm getting some sort of
Can I add one flatulence joke and then I'll stop talking?
Go for it, please. I might use it.
A man who farts in church must sit in his own pew. I'll let myself out.
Oh, jeez. I have to forgive you, Ray, because the more kids you have, the more you're prone to do dad jokes that are bad.
My powers have tripled in the last decade.
Awesome.
Just tripled.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're potent children.
It's a Canadian triple, so
they're very potent children.
Tom, where can they find you, brother?
BigDogInc.com. Get your books. May 22nd, we launched the final issue of Goth Day.
All right. Calderon, hit him up.
Facebook this Sunday with at least one of these guys on Indie Comics Explain. Oh, and Anthony will be there. So yeah, those guys. Yo, what's up, Pablo? And most importantly, on Kickstarter for the Oswald Chronicles currently running and Adventure Finders. Those are places.
Way to be. All right, folks. Comic Book Streamland is a part of Unstoppable Comics. So you head on over to the website and you can find all of our contact links on the website. Thanks a lot for hanging out with us again, and catch us next Friday, 8 p.m. with some of these guys if they want to come back. And we'll see you then. Have a good night, everybody. Happy Mother's Day to all your loved ones. Later.
Thank you very